For centuries, we've been captivated by the idea of angels and demons. So today, we're going to break down the Catholic perspective on these powerful spiritual beings. We'll look at what they are, where they came from, and maybe most importantly, what they want. So let's just dive right in with the biggest question of all. What are they, really? To get the whole story, you first have to understand who the players are in this cosmic drama. And to get that duality, we've got to start with the angels themselves, what are known as the celestial messengers. Okay, so what exactly is an angel? Well, in this tradition, they're defined as pure spirits. That means they don't have physical bodies like we do. They were created before humanity, and their whole purpose, their entire reason for being, is to serve God and carry out his will. Yeah, the source material actually points to scripture that calls them ministering spirits. Think about that. Their existence is all about service. They're sent to help people who are on the path to salvation. They're kind of like the go-betweens for the divine and the human world. Now, it gets really interesting because angels aren't all the same. There's this whole celestial hierarchy. And right at the top, you've got types like the seraphim, who are just consumed by this intense love and worship of God. Then you have the cherubim, who are more like these powerful guardians of sacred places, like heaven itself. All right, let's flip that spiritual coin over. It's time to talk about the other side, the fallen spirits, the demons. So here is the absolute key point. Demons were not created evil. The source is super clear on this. They were angels, created good by God, just like all the others. What defines them isn't how they were made, but a choice they made, a choice to rebel. And the source material really breaks down this fall from grace into a pretty clear three-step process. Step 1, they were created good. Step 2, they made a conscious choice to rebel. And step 3, because of that rebellion, they were cast out of heaven. That's the origin story of evil in this tradition right there. But wait, because it gets a little more complicated. Demons aren't just those fallen angels, the unholy spirits. The source also talks about a second, totally different category it calls blessed souls. Now, these are described as the spirits of people who have died, who are in a state of grace, but for some reason are kind of trapped on earth. They're not evil like the fallen angels, but because they can't ascend, they can cause disturbances, which lumps them into this broader group of spirits that might need some kind of intervention. This rebellion, this wasn't some quiet little disagreement. Oh no. It led to a massive event that basically set up the eternal conflict between these two sides, a cosmic battle known as the War in Heaven. And this just perfectly illustrates that moment of separation. This passage from the book of Revelation is seen as the account of that battle. It's where the archangel Michael and all the loyal angels fought the dragon, which is a symbol for Satan and his followers, and they won, casting them out for good. So, a war in heaven. Why does that matter to us right here, right now? Well, this is where it all comes together. This last part connects these huge cosmic forces directly to our lives, putting humanity smack dab in the middle of the spiritual struggle. And this table just lays it all out so clearly. You've got one side, the angels, whose mission is to guide us and help us toward salvation. And on the other side, you've got demons who are actively trying to create roadblocks to mislead us and pull us away from that very same path. Two totally opposite goals, and we're right in the center of it all. So, given this threat, what's a person to do? Well, the source points out that the tradition provides some very specific tools for spiritual defense. Two of the big ones are the prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel, the guy who won the war in heaven, and the formal exorcism rite, which is used for those really extreme cases of demonic influence. And that really brings us to the final thought here. This whole framework, angels and demons, a war in heaven, a struggle on earth, it paints this incredible picture of the universe. And it leaves us with this one massive question to think about. In a cosmic struggle between good and evil, where do we find our place?